everybody's like, oh, that guy's a great one-on-one player. You're the system of our offense.
And that was 2016, and we've been locked in since then. His brother finally went off to go play overseas because that was his senior year. Those two things, like I said, seeing him as a 13-year-old and seeing how athletic he was and active he was, and a lot of these kids don't even know what help defense is in the sense of playing the gap, playing in the passing lane. Yeah. So I find myself teaching that.
The lower level, meaning like the younger kids or the older kids or both?
Why are we having this conversation? Because you're good at basketball and we think you can help our program. Pump fake, shot fake, step through. I never had nobody telling me to do that. Everything was just more so instincts, playing 5-on-5, and then get better that way. Probably get a few shots up. Similar to the point guard, being able to pass off dribble moves. Not a lot of dribble moves, but okay, if I make a crossover or if I jab step and go left.
Who you with? Who you with?
Game related.
Stay game related, man.
My man. Stay game related, man. Stay game related, y'all.
Stay game related, man.
Stay game related.
My man. Stay game related.
Stay game related, man. The best in the business.
Stay game related. You gotta stay here locked in.
When you make it in life, you always want to give back. Yeah. Same what you doing right now. These kids
have faith, believe in God.
Cool.
Put that work in.
Stay game related, man.
Stay game related, man. Listen, game related for sure.
My man.
Yeah, stay game related, y'all.
So stay game related.
Stay game related.
Stay game related.
Game related.
Stay game related.
Stay game related.
All right, stay game related.
Stay game related. Stay game related.
My man. Stay game related.
Stay game related.
All right. Stay game related, man.
Stay game related.
Stay game related.
Stay game related. All right, my man. Stay game related.
Stay game related.
Yeah.
Stay game related.
My man.
Stay game related.
My man.
Y'all better stay game related.
When the whole world be waiting for you, but if you want some local shit, you won't even know.
Welcome to Game Related, where we highlight opportunities and obstacles from former athletes with the thought process of giving future generations a better understanding about the game. These conversations are meant to bring awareness to the hardships and opportunities that come with this game. Let's get game related. All right, y'all, we are back with another episode of Game Related, man. We finally touched down, man. I got my guy, Jamaal Haywood.
Yeah, Jamaal Haywood, yeah.
Jamaal Haywood in the building, 9four50 training, one of the best. I'm not even going to say in Baltimore. I'm going to just say in the country. You know what I mean? I've watched his work, been a fan of him for a while, man. I always say he does real work, not real work. I love that he slows the game down and breaks the certain sentiments of training together. And at times it's not, they would say it's not sexy, right? But he puts the things in perspective, man. And then you can obviously see that correlate when a kid is playing, man. So, man, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man.
Finally made it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, you know, we've been trying for a little while. Yeah. Actually a long time, but finally made it work.
Absolutely. Absolutely, man. So I want to get right into it, man.
That's fine.
Let's just talk about your training philosophies.
My training philosophies, I like to make players uncomfortable.
Yeah.
That's one. To your show, I like it to make it game related. Game relatable. I like to ask players at different levels, no set level, what position you play, just so I know exactly what I need to tailor the workout towards, even if you're by yourself or in a group. Mm-hmm. So it helps me understand what you'll do in a game and how to make the workout. Like you said, not sexy. I could throw some flash in there, but at the same time, most people, obviously we're speaking about men or women, you know, their goal is to get to the highest level. So NBA for guys, WNBA for women. And the game just gets simplified. And as you gain more experience, it gets slower. It slows down for you. So sticking to the basics, sticking to what you'll do for your position, also incorporating things that will help you improve your game and, you know, stay relevant, get to the bag, stuff like that.
Yeah. So, man, let me ask you this, right? You've dealt with many personalities in the training world, right? Obviously, when you're dealing with high school, you're dealing with parents.
Yeah. Yeah.
How do you deal with the parent that comes in and is trying to tell you how you should train the kid?
Just got to check my resume, and I don't say it often, but I say things that alludes to that in a sense that, okay, you came to me for this, and I'm sure you've seen other people work with me. You've been referred to me by other people, stuff like that. So it's kind of like, I'm a very humble person, but I also know the facts. And the facts is I get players better.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not hidden. That's no secret or nothing like that. So you're coming to me, obviously, to get your child better. So let me do that. And you're investing in it as well, also, too. You're spending your money. So I don't think you're coming to me to spend your money, but to tell me what to do. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, if that's the case, then there's no need for me.
Yeah, why don't you train?
Exactly. Which you probably don't want to because you don't have the patience for it anymore. On top of that, your kid probably doesn't respect you in that aspect anymore, in a sense of listening to you. You just have become mom or dad. Or like I tell parents, you become the Uber driver in the ATM.
Yeah, man. It's crazy when we talk about that because I feel like your role is very important because even if a parent is very hands-on, eventually they lose their voice.
Absolutely.
Right? And you lose your influence. So
Absolutely.
you got to always have, people around you that can kind of relay the same messages that you're trying to. Yeah. So, man, I want to talk about how did you develop your training aspects?
Honestly, it wasn't my intention to be a trainer. I get asked this question a lot. It was not my intention at all. Just like you, I was hooping. Just like we just talked about a little bit off air. Both played in college, both played high school, both aspired to be pros. Both were able to get that experience, but it didn't last as long as we may have wanted to.
Yeah.
So the way I look at it now, as far as being a trainer, like I said, I kind of stumbled into it. I mean, I was still working out. I had a full-time job, trying to get this gig overseas, trying to get that gig overseas, was able to go, but didn't stick. So still just chasing that dream, and parents see me in the gym, working people out. Hey, I like your work ethic, so can you help my son with this? Can you help my daughter with this? So that's how it started. One kid turned to two turned to four turned to me kind of planning my weekend around it. Okay, let me get started early, get these few kids out the way, get them better, and then go on about my day. And then I started actually liking it. Like we kind of talked about, I still kind of had that bitter taste in myself, and so as far as, hey, I should be over there playing, I should be this, and I shouldn't be on no short-term gigs, I should be something long-term, I should have a lengthy career. But that's not what God had planned for me, so I just gotta, follow his lead. And it took a while for me to get to that point, honestly.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how it worked. Another thing that drives me with training, I'm older. So back in my day, middle school, high school, or even younger than that, trainers weren't available. So I'm from New York, go to the park, play against the older people. That's how you figure it out.
Yeah.
I didn't have nobody telling me to go left, right, left, don't hop step, pump fake, shot fake, step through. I never had nobody telling me to do that. Everything was just more so instincts, playing 5-on-5, and then get better that way. Probably get a few shots up, but it wasn't nothing to this extent. So I tell these kids a lot that you guys need to be thankful that times have changed because people like myself are available. And you should say kudos to your parents for seeking these people out. And it's not a requirement.
Yeah.
It's not a requirement for your parent to be like, I'm getting you a trainer. It's a privilege.
Yeah. Now, man, I had to laugh, man. One of the things that you just talked about is playing against older guys. And one thing that I've seen from your videos, I got to get in there just to watch y'all boogie, but you have your overseas guys playing with your college guys and your high school guys.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And I think that keeps the high school guys humble to know, there's another level to this.
Right.
Like talk about, why you decided to, build it that way.
Obviously, like you said, it keeps them humble, and it exposes them to better basketball and what they're not used to. And now I will be honest, I don't do that with every high school kid.
Yeah.
I don't think you can, just because all high school kids don't think the same way. But obviously in this player development role, you'll notice the ones that separate themselves that you'll feel like, okay, they could benefit from this. This is going to take their game to the next level. This is the make it break it point for them. So, and they need to see this. Things that you may be preaching in workouts that they hear you, they may not be consistent with it. Yeah. So I'm gonna put you in this environment. Now you see everything that I've been yelling at you about, and now these other people that are making 6 figures, 7 figures are telling you the same exact thing that I was saying. Mm-hmm. So you kind of have no choice but to listen. Yeah. So it's a good experience for them. I've had players benefit from it for the most part. Noah Locke was one of them. I speak about him a lot because I remember the summer before his senior year, I told him at the end of high school season, I'm not going to let you work out with any high school players this summer. So, and they were pros all summer long. Days he was good, and there's days he was frustrated. I mean, playing one-on-one, half court, full court. Probably couldn't score for an hour, throwing the ball against the wall.
He made that little face.
Yeah, no, definitely.
So look, I would bring it back. So this is how far, like, you didn't even know we probably so connected. So around that time, he was playing with Team Mello.
Yeah.
I was coaching with Team Mello.
I didn't know that.
Right? And so my little homie was Winston. They was the backcourt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Him and Brendan Adams?
Yeah. Brendan came on his senior year.
Yes,
so junior year.
Oh, you was there the junior year?
I was there both years.
Okay.
Right? Bay will tell you some stuff that went on. But like I ended up coming back. So we was good. But his junior year, we was down Peace Jam. Playing against Ohio Red. Okay. Right? They fundamentally sound. I think Noah went 0 for 12 that game. And he was getting good shots. He just wasn't hitting them.
He getting his head.
And I just remember the face that he had, and like he literally that next summer, I mean, he was so lights out. And see, now I'm wondering if you was in the gym with him around that time.
I met him through his brother because I used to train his older brother, KL.
Yeah.
So I met him through his brother. It's crazy. So Karan DeShields, I used to train him still. That's kind of one of my first people from the Baltimore area, along with his friend Corey Spence. But he introduced me to his brother KL. Yeah. So I was training him in Laurel, and KL was like, I got a younger brother I'm gonna bring him with me too, also next workout. I was like, cool. So at that time I was coaching at Spalding.
Okay. Yeah.
So we had played McDonough that previous year before that summer that I met him, and he was a sophomore at that time. So that was probably leading up to 16s when he was coaching them. So we played them, and I noticed him there. Then I was like, okay, cool. Never saw him again. So the one day his brother brought him in the gym, I was like, he looked familiar. I was like, is that the kid from McDonough that was killing us? So I was talking to him, he was like, yeah. And he kind of remembered my face from sitting on the bench. And that was 2016. And we've been locked in since then. Yeah. His brother finally went off to go play overseas because that was his senior year from UNC Greensboro. So he went to play in Kosovo. And Noah was like, yo, I'm gonna stay tapped in with you. So we've been working ever since, me going to McDonough, him coming to me, going to different gyms. Even him coming to Lifetime in Columbia. And we used to get it in there too also. Go from the pool to the little sand pit and then on the court. Days that he had off, he would text me, I don't got school this day, I want to work out. So yeah, I'm not surprised that happened that next summer.
That backcourt was vicious, man. Yeah. We used to have a running joke when every time Noah get it, we just like water. He'd cash out, man. Yeah. That was a fun time, man. Yeah. I want to break down positions. You had mentioned that, depending on the position they are, I'm working on different things. Like if you could give me like a quick little synopsis of, if you're a point guard, shooting guard, whatever, like what are you working on?
Point guard, shooting guard. All right, so I'll do it quick. Point guard, got to know how to pass, got to know how to break the defense down. Something that I just stressed to Acadin when I talked to him the other day. Try to track your paint touches. Obviously, you coached, So the one thing that disrupts the defense is a guard getting in the paint. Whether it's a point guard or anybody's paint touches, driving middle. Nobody likes middle drive. So the more you can get in the paint, obviously driving to the middle, but even driving baseline, the more you can get in the paint, it just breaks the defense down because now somebody has to help. And then once you start helping, it just causes like a scramble. And then if you have shooters, spray it out to the shooter, kick it out, whether corner kick, wing kick, top of the key kick. So it just messes everything up. So paint touches is what you have to focus on. Being able to pass with both hands. Obviously, the conventional way to teach passing was jump stop, two-hand pass. Yes. However, facts. That is the conventional way. And I still do that as well also too, especially transitioning from high school to college because most colleges want you to play off 2 feet. However, situations in game kind of takes that away. Ball pressure, a guard being physical. So sometimes you got to make that pass off the dribble. You got to make that pass one hand, got to make that pass with your offhand. So I tailor a lot of drills with even people guarding each other like, okay, guard them tight, give a little contact. You got to make that pass with your offhand. Got to make that pass with your strong hand. Do stuff off of combo moves, make that pass here, whether it's hook passes, spin back, stuff like that. So passing is good. Which leads to reads. Reads off a pick and roll, reads off of drives, seeing the help defender, being able to scan the entire court. So like if you're in, ball screen situations and you're snaking, making sure you're turning your head, seeing the corners, seeing the wings and stuff like that. So and then being able to guard and then also being able to shoot. So point guard, shooting guard, almost similar. Because everybody's a playmaker nowadays. So they're all kind of similar. Obviously, the shooting guard is more tailored to score. But nowadays in basketball, we got scoring point guards. So they're, like I said, they're all kind of similar.
It's crazy. The game has changed so much that you don't have guys coming off pin downs no more, stuff like that. You don't really see a ton.
I still make people do it in workouts, but you'll see it in overseas basketball.
Yeah.
Which is why I tell everybody I'd rather watch basketball in Europe than the NBA. Yeah. It's just more pure. And they compete and it's more energy and it's more love for the game. Yes, you're getting paid, you're getting compensated very well. Obviously not like the NBA, but the NBA is just becoming more watered down. In a sense that you're getting a lot of people that's entering the NBA that don't really have the love for basketball.
One thing that I'm gonna do a post about this, but I'm gonna just say it out here. I feel like nowadays what we have done with the NBA is we've taken a player and said, hey, he is the guy and he is the system. Instead of playing basketball and just letting the ball flow through your actions and then whoever gets the best shot, or you're creating plays for your best player, right? Where nowadays it's like, we're just gonna get the best player the ball and you just gonna make something happen versus, hey man, you could come off a down screen. We're gonna set you up. Maybe you set the screen, you be the decoy, somebody else open up to get them an easy shot and then you come off. You know what I'm saying? Like we have changed that where now everybody's like, oh, that guy's a great one-on-one player. You're the system of our offense.
Comparison. There's a lot of comparison. That's just what eats up this world, period, whether it's basketball or not. I was just watching Rico Hines runs. And somebody said something after the runs, picking up full court. That's the new thing nowadays, pick up full court. And people just follow. And I know where that came from. The Pacers do that. But now every team thinks they need to do that because they were successful with that. But it's all about personnel. The Pacers have the personnel for that. Right. They have the young, energized players to do that. The Nemhars, the Neesmiths, I forgot the kid that comes off the bench, the white kid that comes off the bench too also.
TJ McConnell.
Yeah, they have the players for that. Every team is not set up that way. So it's kind of like how everybody was trying to follow the Warriors. Every team is not set up that way. Everybody doesn't have Steph. Everybody doesn't have Clay. Everybody didn't have KD, Clay, and Steph. So you can't play the same way. So you kind of have to, I'm not saying that you don't take bits and pieces from every team, but you also have to find your niche as well also. And it could be the same way in training as well also too. So I think we just kind of got to get away from just copying and following and comparing and seeing, okay, yeah, they're doing it that way. So because they got to the finals or they won this way, we have to do exactly that way. You may not be built like that.
Yeah, I see that. I see that in the NBA with playing style and also drafting.
Absolutely.
And I'm just like, bro, like that don't even fit what you're trying to do. You just got them just cause it was a shiny car, bro.
Yep.
Like what are y'all doing? And so this is why I feel like as much as analytics is helpful, I think that's the part that hurts it because you're not using your brains like ChatGPT. Like if you use it for everything, like it don't got the feel. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like it's a tool.
Well, it depends on who's doing the analytics too.
Yeah.
They may not be a person that's really ingrained in basketball.
Yeah.
Probably didn't even play.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying they're not going to know anything because the more you study it, you're going to learn eventually. But it's like you said, feel like a person that's doing the analytics that hooped, even if they didn't hoop in the NBA, but you hooped and you played and you have experience with different situations, your senses will kick in along with what you're actually looking at as far as number wise. Mm-hmm. So it's a mixture that will help together.
So I want to go bring us back. So we did point guard, shooting guard, and we drifted. Let's go back to small forward, power forward, and center.
Small forward, power forward, and center. So kind of like I said, every position nowadays is similar. So some of the things that a point guard and a shooting guard do, I would implement that in a small forward.
Okay.
And I would, depending on size as well also too. So if I'm working with a bigger point guard, not to get off topic.
Yeah.
Or shooting guard that has size. Small forwards normally are like 6'4", 6'5", 6'6", 6'7", depending on the situation. Mm-hmm. We got to work out the post, the mid post. Got to use your body. I like to do playmaking off of that as well. Also passing out the mid post, pivoting on both feet, being able to shoot, being able to play with your back to the basket, being able to turn over either shoulder, left shoulder or right shoulder, being able to operate on either pivot, whether it's your left pivot or your right pivot. Right-hand players don't like their right foot. Right. Left-hand players don't like their left foot. They more favor their right foot, and then right-hand players favor their left foot. So even if I if I have players do one-on-one, I'll make them play one-on-one on the left pivot and then one-on-one on the right pivot. Just to, I want you to be uncomfortable, and I'm actually looking at them being stuck and like, wait, I can't really move. I'm not used to this, but I'm making you do that now. So when you get in a game situation that you're not even thinking about it, it's so natural. So you'll be able to operate like it's normal. In regards to like the small forward position, playmaking as well also too. Yes, I know everything's about the three, but I still make people work on middies. Yes. But you gotta be able to shoot the three. Gotta be able to play make out the pick and roll, driving kicks, relocating to the corners, relocating to the wing, playing off, setting screens, moving without the ball, coming off staggers. Being able to guard your matchup as well also too. The small forward is probably one of the most important positions on the court because they are supposed to be able to do everything.
Yeah, they could play that four, that small ball four.
They can guard ones and twos depending on that person and stuff like that. And because we now play small ball, they can switch off to the 4 and the 5 in certain positions. So that's a very important position. Power forward, obviously, you're doing a little bit more screening, short roll, screening, popping if you can shoot, handoffs, faking handoffs, setting screens, which is important, hedging. Yeah. Obviously in the league, they don't do hedging, they switch everything. So working on that as well also. But if you're playing overseas or in college, you're working on hedging. So being able to keep guards in front of you, hedging the right way, rolling the right way, being in a roll, being able to roll both ways, whether it's the traditional roll or just running out of it. Same thing for the 5-man too. But the 5-man now shoot threes. Yeah. So a lot of my professionals, they shoot threes. College players, they shoot threes unless they just don't want you to shoot threes and you just can't shoot, which I'm not saying that we're not going to touch on it, but if that's like, it goes back to me asking what position you play and what they have you do. So yes, I want you to improve on these things, but at the same time, I want you to stay on the court. So it's a fine line that you just got to figure out. But with the 5-man, even like you said, basketball has changed. 5-man back in the day, post up, bang, jump hook, stuff like that. Still work on it. But now push shots, floaters, shooting the three, putting the ball on the floor a little bit. Similar to the point guard, being able to pass off dribble moves. Not a lot of dribble moves, but okay, if I make a crossover or if I jab step and go left, being able to make that pass out of there because it's awkward for them.
Yeah.
Posting up, similar, turning over the left shoulder, the right shoulder. Being able to guard, being able to rebound, outlet passes, being able to run the floor as well also too.
Mm-hmm. Man, one thing that I really loved when I used to watch you do your workouts with D Queen and Juju.
Yes.
Right? And it would be high lows.
Yes.
Right? You work a lot of high lows, man. You catch the ball, bounce pass, catch the ball over the top, right? And I'm watching that, and then you watch the game, and the same thing is happening, right? And you like, man, this is amazing. You know what I'm saying? Like, just talk about how you just had that continuity to them. Did you ever talk to the Merlin coaches about that, or is that just something you came up with on your own?
More so on my own. Me, obviously Ricky have a good relationship, so we talk a lot too. Also, a couple things they may have mentioned that I may have taken into aspect in regards to implementing that in training, but it's more so just understanding basketball. Understanding basketball, watching a lot of basketball. I watch basketball every day. So I try to, obviously both of those players, their goal is to get to the NBA.
Yeah.
So what can I take from the NBA, their position that will help them in college, but also help their team win as well also too. So like you said, the high-low, a new thing now is inverted pick and rolls,
right?
Which a lot of people don't work on.
Break that down for somebody that don't know what that means.
Inverted pick and roll normally is the big setting the screen for the guard, but now the guard can set the screen for the big. A perfect example is the Houston OKC game the other day where Sengun was coming off a lot of screens from guards. Right. Or even yesterday where guards are setting screens for Wemby. So that's which is crazy.
Unbelievable, right?
Yeah, but it doesn't necessarily happen on the perimeter, but obviously that's new. More so happens in the pinch post area and stuff like that, where now they can, be a playmaker where they can make a decision on scoring for themselves or dumping it off, or because that's so unconventional, the defense is like, what's going on? I'm kind of lost. I forget paying attention to my man. Somebody can be wide open, make that overhead pass, stuff like that. So we work on that a lot. Finishing, different types of finishing, ball handling as well also too. Different type of passes as well also. Shovel passes, inside hand passes and stuff like that. Just because, like I said, everybody is positionless now. So some of the things that point guards do that should strictly be for point guards, 5-men are doing it as well also too.
Now, man, I wanted to elaborate on your knowledge. So that's why, I appreciate that. That was good. That was good.
Thank you.
So I want to get into the different aspects of training, right? So you got your high school guys, college, right? Group settings versus individual training, right? I feel like now there is a lot of individual training, but like with the group settings, there's not like 2-on-2s or 3-on-3s. Just talk about like your thought process on that.
Both are needed. Both are needed. Individuals are needed to just kind of own in on specific things, whether it's how you shoot the ball, how the ball's coming off your hand, whether it's your left hand or your right hand. Are you pushing with your thumb? Are you closing your hand? Are you following through? Is your guy hand all over the place? Are your feet square? Are your hips square? Are your shoulders square? So just those specific details is what needs to be focused on, along with other things when you're doing an individual workout. Those things can be focused on as well also in a group setting. I don't do large groups. So the most I would do is 4, sometimes 6. I haven't really done 6 on the pro level. I would like to, but I haven't really done it. More so high school, some college. And I feel like it's important at the high school and college level because they're trying to get to the NBA. Whether those kids can actually make the NBA or not, that's their goal. So their IQ is forever increasing and needs to be increased. Not saying that the pros don't need to learn as well also too, but the expectation of a pro is not saying that you know it all, but you know enough. Do your job. The expectations are higher. So I saw a post by Isaiah Thomas where I think he said the other day that parents, we need to get away from focusing on kids working out by themselves and doing individual workouts, and that's more so for pros. I agree. I'm not saying that high school kids can't work out by themselves, but I do agree in a sense that, like we just said, high school kids' IQ has to increase. The only way that's increase is by going up against somebody. Now, I'm not saying that you don't need actual skill training and just play 5-on-5, but back to the trainer, you have to tailor it where this person is actually going to learn. How you learn, being uncomfortable, not making you do things that you're already good at. Still got to work on that stuff, but I'm making you do things that you're not comfortable with. So like for the past, I would say 2 months, 3 months with my middle school kids, I do a lot of 2-on-2 and 3-on-3 with them. But now what I've been doing is a lot of drive and kick. So hypothetically, if I got a man at the top and a man on the wing, and the man at the top drives strong side, that wing player drifts to the corner. So now I have that that person in help. And a lot of these kids don't even know what help defense is in a sense of playing the gap, playing in the passing lane. So I find myself teaching that. So that's something that you can learn in that tune. You can't learn that in a one-on-one workout. So, okay, how you show and go back to your man, how you stunt at the driver to make him slow down and then still get back to your man. It teaches them, oh, you got to hustle back to your man. I also do it where, okay, I'll have the offensive player in the short corner with the ball, drive baseline, corner man lifts up to the wing, make the offhand pass. But now that defender is playing baseline, kind of uncomfortable for them. You got to help over, step inside the lane, and then get back to your man once that pass is made. But like my high school coach used to teach me is don't follow the flight of the ball. As soon as the ball is released, don't just watch it until it gets to the player. As it's released, get to your man. That helps you close out faster. A lot of players get the habit of just watching the player catches it. That's what makes you react, and then it's already too late.
Done.
Now they got a wide open shot, or you're just hustling so much to get there that you can't close out. They're going to go right past you.
Yeah, that's a funny thing. Ball watching drives me crazy. And
Yes.
then, if you put it on film, oh my God, the kids be like, damn.
Yeah, you're really bad at it. So, like I said, they're not used to that process and that type of teaching. So I find myself yelling a lot, like, didn't I just tell you that? Or didn't I just show you that? Like, you're not paying attention. But I mean, if that's their only experience with being taught that, then I can't necessarily get mad at them as well also too. Because I feel like stuff like that should be taught in a team setting. Whether it's high school or AAU. But if that's not being taught, there's nothing I can do about that. But just try to teach them that as best as possible. So that's why I feel like the group setting is better. And then you get to compete. You get to compete. There's nothing wrong with competing. And kids and parents feel like if I lost, that's a bad thing. It's not. You still got better. You didn't win, but you still got better. So now when you go to your actual competition, because you got better, now you're better for your team. And then you're going to get better results from your performance, which leads to offers, which leads to picking a college, which leads to nowadays NIL.
Yeah. You know, it's funny. I was going to do a challenge pretty soon of like, hey, man, show your player struggling. Right? So you notice now that I'm getting back in graded with high school guys, like they won't show them struggling on the internet.
Of course not.
Like they just won't. But like, I think if we normalize it a little bit more, then it's okay if the kid, because like I said, I got a lot of kickback with one of the guys I had in the gym, and he was going against an overseas guy. And I was just like, look, he not supposed to dominate this at all.
Right.
If the overseas guy is who he is, he's not supposed to if he's in high school.
No,
but like the lesson here is that he's challenging himself, he's getting better, and he's seeing his holes, right?
Sure.
So then he could take that information and get better with it.
Absolutely.
Not that he's getting embarrassed, you know?
People too sensitive.
And we get caught up in that. And I'm just like, I would love for us just to show more mess ups.
Yeah.
Right? Because then maybe a normalizer, and then it's, yo, I messed up, but I'm trying, versus the other way of trying to look perfect. And then when we look perfect,
false reality.
false sense of reality, you know? So that'll be interesting, man. I'm gonna definitely throw that out there and see, you know, who jump on.
No, I think that's good. And it also keeps people humble as well, too.
That's the kicker, man.
Yeah.
So, man, I want to go back. You was coaching. You was talking about Cam Whitmore. Like,
Yeah, I coached him in high school. That was
Yeah.
my last year coaching in high school.
how was that? And like, did you see that he was going to be what he is now?
Yes,
Yes.
Yeah.
What did you see?
it's a dog. Yeah. And when we got him, because he just turned 21.
Yeah, because Fred and Nick used to be like, Stan, but he was already with Melo, so it didn't matter.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? But he was like, yo, this youngin'?
Yeah, nah.
Like,
That wasn't lying.
Like, what did you see?
A dog. And what made it crazier is that the summer we got him before he started high school, he was still 13. Because he has a late birthday. So his birthday is a little after mine's in July. So like I said, he just turned 21. So he just became legal as far as drinking and stuff
That's
like that.
crazy. He's been in the league, how many years?
Three, 4.
Oh, man.
Yeah, 3. So because with college, once you graduate, you kind of go to your school at that level, June, May.
Right.
Still 17.
Mm-hmm.
So you're doing all those hard workouts at 17 with 18, 19, 20, 21-year-olds, 22-year-olds, and you're 17.
Yeah.
You're not even a legal adult.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I saw that dog in him at 13. And what stamped it was when he got hurt his freshman year. So he got hurt in a scrimmage against Riverdale. I wasn't in town. I was out of town at a college game for Drake Cook. It was a Hall of Fame classic. They were playing against James Palmer.
Okay.
When he was at Nebraska.
Yeah.
What's the kid that was at USC that's with the Bucks now?
I don't remember.
Left-hand kid. He got kicked out of the league, but then played with the Clippers 2 years ago. He came back. He went to Greece. You know what I'm talking about.
Light skin?
He got the tattoos. He had the Joker outfit one time.
How tall was he? 6'8"?
Nah, like 6'6". Lefty.
Okay, 6'6".
Oh my goodness.
You're not talking about Porter, because he went to Missouri.
Porter.
Michael Porter's brother.
No.
Okay.
He went to USC. One and done.
Oh, bouncy as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know who you're talking about. I
Yeah,
just can't get his name together.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they were in the same tournament. So I went down there to watch.
Porter. It's Kevin Porter.
Yes.
There
Kevin
we go.
Porter. Yes, Kevin Porter. Yes. So Dre played against James first, and then Kevin the second game.
Yeah.
And that was the year that Texas Tech lost to Virginia in the championship game.
Yeah.
But Texas Tech was good.
That's when Nip got killed.
Yes.
Yep. Rest in peace.
Yeah, facts. So that was the year they went to play each other in the championship. But I was down there. So I wasn't there for the scrimmage, but he got hurt, ended up having knee surgery. That during his recovery process, when he was kind of sort of cleared, I used to go to the gym with him at 6 a.m. His dad used to bring him to Sparta. And that's when I noticed, this kid's gonna go far, because we couldn't do too much. More so shooting, small details, working on your footwork, your release. And he was so hungry to the point that it's like the therapist said, okay, you could probably work out every other day.
What?
So this was a Monday, we worked out. Monday evening, Coach Jamaal, we getting in the gym tomorrow? I'm like, I thought we couldn't do. It's like, hey, but since we're going so slow, I think we should be able to go to the gym. And he was adamant. Still stuck to our schedule, but he wanted to go every day. And I was just like, he just turned 14.
Yeah.
Most kids at that age ain't thinking like that.
Yeah.
So those two things, like I said, seeing him as a 13-year-old and seeing how athletic he was and active he was, and then that process when he was injured, I was like, I wasn't surprised how he turned out. I mean, his summer before his senior year, that was like amazing because he just destroyed everyone in front of him.
Yeah.
And I still think he hasn't even
Touched the
fully
ceiling.
tapped into how good he can be because he's still like a piece of gold that has not been shaped correctly.
Yeah. I'm excited for him, man. I think
New opportunity for sure.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I'm hoping that they make room for him to continue to grow. And I'm glad they got rid of some of the other guys so that he can do it.
I'm hoping that even though he's not really in his prime, but he's still competitive and still serviceable, I'm hoping that Chris Middleton is in his ear a lot and teaching him. That's a good person to learn from.
Yeah.
Because he can help him slow the game down for himself. He's skilled himself too also.
Very skilled.
Yeah, so that would be a good teaching tool for him, and he needs to stay attached to him and learn from CJ as well also too.
Yeah. Nah, man, they got a lot of young talent.
Definitely.
Definitely check them out.
Yeah.
So I want to talk about one of the things that has came up probably in the last 4 or 5 months is that, you know, you guys, I think you, Tone, I think Chris Howard, y'all work with Acadin, right? How is that? You know what I mean? And like you guys coordinating in a group chat or something like that. I think Tone was explaining that to me. And you guys figuring out like how do y'all operate and work on what's necessary for him?
We definitely do have a great group chat set up by his dad, just to keep everybody in the loop since we're all in the circle as regards to his development. In regards to workouts, we don't necessarily discuss what Chris may work with him on, or myself or Tone, but we all have the same agenda, which is to get him better.
Yeah.
We all have an understanding of his game, what his weaknesses are, what his strengths are, and stuff like that. I kind of came into the fold late. I'm not sure who was working with him first, whether it was Tone or Chris. I believe it was Chris, but I could be wrong, so I apologize if I am wrong. But I came into the fold 3 years ago. But like I said, everybody has the same agenda, which is get this kid as good as possible so he can reach the highest level and, you know, achieve his dreams. I think I was telling somebody the other day, his work ethic. Yeah.
Real deal.
Like it's almost unmatched. The only other person I told somebody the other day is probably Noah. Those two are similar as far as at the high school level where their work ethic was probably beyond some pro people. But that's what's allowed him to be so successful. That's what's allowed him to take off like that. And that's what's put him in the position now to be a freshman that was invited to the, you know, what was it called? The Big East media thing, media day. That doesn't really happen.
No.
Especially for a guard.
Right.
Bigs, yes. But for a guard, for a point guard, incoming freshman, that's kind of rare. But that just speaks to his work ethic, his attention to detail, his focus. And I'm not saying that he's not a kid and he doesn't do kid stuff. You know, I was just with him on his birthday, working him out down in Villanova. He could have been doing so much other things on his birthday.
Right.
But he texted me 2 days before, are you able to make it down here? Obviously, I live in Baltimore, so Philly's not far from me. So, yeah, my schedule was a little lighter that day. Once I'm done at 12 o'clock, I can shoot down there. Less than 2 hours, made it down there, got some really good work in. We got some food to eat. He went to the room to go play video games on his birthday.
But you know, man, I wanted to say, man, you'll make that extra effort for a kid that you know, right? But like, I'm not doing that for everybody, you know? But like, if you showing me that you ready to work and you can receive the message and receive what I'm trying to give you, I go all out for you.
I just told a kid that yesterday. I was training him. He was BSing. I'm not going to mention his name, but he was BSing. And it's crazy. During the workout, I got a call. You probably remember this name, AC Law. Yeah. So I got a call from AC Law. We was trying to connect for the past few weeks on some other stuff. And at the end of the workout, I got on the kid and I was like, I just got off the phone with AC Law. He works for an NBA team. I said, I would never refer you to him. I said, this is why. That's my name now that I'm damaging because you BSing. On top of that, he's going to look at me like, yeah, I'm never gonna take a referral from you because you just sent me some bullshit.
Yeah, you just doing stuff. You doing favors.
And you not, and that's the same kid I was telling, like, I think you love basketball and I think you like basketball, but when it comes to the hard work, I don't think you like it like that. I don't think you care about it. And that's the reason why you don't have offers. That's the reason why you're not getting to where you can be. Because you have the size, you have some ability that can actually grow, and you have some stuff that can be worked with.
Yeah.
But because you don't have the work ethic, I can't do nothing for you. So like you just said, I can't go above and beyond. Like I would go above and beyond for Noah or Kane or kids like that. I think the summer before Noah's senior year, there was in Peach Jam. I drove down to Peach Jam for 2 days. For 2 days. Like Peach Jam is 2 weeks. I drove for 2 days. I've never done that before, and I never have done that since.
Yeah.
So that just lets you know the extent that people will go for if they're met halfway.
Yeah.
So that's all I ask, just meet me halfway. So you meet me halfway, then I'm gonna keep working harder for you. Whether it's a conversation with somebody else, hey, check this kid out, or just staying a little longer for a workout, or giving extra workouts, just anything. You know what I'm saying? Just meet me halfway. And that just comes from me, myself, just knowing how much work I put in, even when I was playing. Still having a full-time job or working out before my shift and working out after my shift. You know, maybe during a break doing something as well also too. So that's just letting me know that I love this game and this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
So if you're half-assing and you're not showing effort, that just tells me you don't care about basketball.
Right.
And it's actually disrespectful to yourself, myself, me, as well as whoever's funding this.
100%, man. So I want to switch into NIL. We're going to wrap this up soon. I know you got to get out of here. But NIL, you know, talk about how do you feel like it's affecting the game, and do you feel like players are making decisions based off money versus fit?
It's a good and a bad thing. It's a good thing because the NCAA is dead wrong for how much they monetize off these players.
Right.
Millions of dollars at any sport. So they're dead wrong for that. And these players should have been compensated years ago for their efforts, their sacrifices and everything, as well as their families too, also too.
Right.
But having said that, it's gotten really out of control. And it has robbed the love of basketball from players. Because as we've all been raised and taught, money is the root of all evil. So with things being monetized now and NIL being available, kids are not actually playing basketball in college because they love basketball. One of the first questions that is asked is, how much are you going to pay me? And I'm not saying that that shouldn't be a focus, but if that's the first question that you're asking, that's an issue. If I was a coach in college and that's the first question you ask me, this conversation is over with. Because at the end of the day, yes, if we have the ability to pay you, whether it's a large amount or a little bit, that should be a topic. However, what are you here for? To play basketball. Why are we having this conversation? Because you're good at basketball and we think you could help our program. That's why we're here to begin with. Not because I'm able to pay you, whether it's a little amount or a lot. So I think we have to find a balance in a sense of whether it's more contractual, limits, whatever it needs to be. But we have to find a balance because it's getting out of hand. And then you're finding a lot of players now that, because they're getting so much money in college and not really producing, it false sense of reality. This is how I should be compensated regardless of my outcome or my output. So then now when I move on to the next level, they don't know what it is to start over. In a sense of, okay, you get an overseas job that's way lower than that, but you didn't do anything. To require us to pay you this.
Nowhere else can you go and ask that type of salary and not produce.
Exactly.
Nowhere else.
Nowhere.
Nowhere else.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's actually it's a slap in the
It's a
face.
sweet lick.
Yeah, that's
Sweet lick.
yeah. I mean, but that's what it's turned into. It's sad because we thought, okay, yeah, let's reward it, but it's crazy too because now you're hearing that these NIL agents is getting off on these players as well, also too. So it's
Sweet lick.
yeah, like I just heard like some agents are getting 20%. That's a lot of bread.
Yeah. To me, I think 5 is enough. To me, I'm
5%.
Yo,
Oh yeah,
5. Like I done talked to some coaches and they haven't even talked to the agent.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm just like, well, what are y'all doing? But like I can't get into all of that on camera. But like I just be like, what value add are you bringing if you really not focusing on the fit? If you just focusing on the money and you're like, all right, I'm gonna get this kid paid, and if he gets transferred, then I'm gonna get him paid again.
It's ridiculous. Like you said, there's no focus on the fit. Like how can I help this team, and how can this team and this program help me achieve my dream? Because I thought your dream was to get to the NBA, not fill my bank account. And I'm not saying that shouldn't be a dream, because whatever situation you came from as a kid with your family and how it was set up, yes, I want to provide for my mom, I want to provide for my dad, I want to provide for my parents and my family, this, that, and the third. Not knocking you for that.
Yeah.
But there's steps for that. So we can't skip step 1. We can't take step 1 and then skip to step 6. You still got to walk 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that's what's happening.
Yeah.
And it's hurting kids. And that's why we're finding a lot of, even before NIL, that's why, and I know the topic was NIL, that's why we're finding a lot of kids now that probably will get drafted off potential and don't last in the league. 2, 3 years, they're out. It sucks. And it's going to keep happening because, like we said initially when we first started, there's a lot of people, it's a lot of yes men nowadays. And it's a lot of people telling kids, yeah, you're going to be this and yeah, you're going to be that, and you're not being real with them.
And why is that?
Because we're scared to lose the kid as opposed to being honest with them. Because at the end of the day, what I've noticed with training, the more you're honest with the kid, they have no choice but to respect you. And if they don't respect you and don't like what you're saying with you being honest, then it's just not meant to be.
Yeah.
And that's what people are scared of.
Yeah.
They just want to stay attached to that kid. And that's okay. But it's not okay.
Yeah, it's not really okay.
It's not okay.
It's
You know
not.
what I'm saying? Because the thing is, you're setting them up for failure.
Yeah. Yeah. So man, before we wrap this up, I got one more question for you. But do you have anything that we didn't talk about that you wanted to touch on? I feel like we're gonna get you back on here too, because I know we rushing on the time.
No. We can probably get 2 or 3 more sessions out of this. And I don't think we touched AAU that much.
Yeah, let's wrap on that for a minute, man. What's your thoughts on AAU and where it's going? And to me, I'm gonna say this: AAU is a showcase. You know what I mean? I don't think it's for development. And I think the misconception from everybody is they think that, you need to, AAU is supposed to develop your kid, but they don't have enough time to really do it. And I think AAU teams that package it as a development is, you kind of lying to the kids. You know what I mean?
And the parents.
And the parents, right? For whatever reasons you need to. But it is definitely for showcase. And it's such a deep layer, right? We could get into the younger kids in AAU or the older kids, you know what I mean? And how many games you're actually playing, So I just said my little thing. Just tell me what you think of AAU.
I'm not a fan of it.
Okay.
I understand its need and benefits in regards to exposure.
Okay.
And I played AAU as a kid, but it wasn't like it was now.
Yeah.
With all these different tournaments, traveling and stuff like that. Traveled a little bit, but not to this extent. I didn't really learn the ins and outs of it until I started coaching at Spalding. That's when I knew, because 3D used to use our gym.
Yeah.
That's when I learned about Team Mello, Team Thrill, and all these other teams. But to make a long story short, to your point, there's not much development.
Yeah.
You're just robbing people. There are programs, and I was just making that statement as a general statement. There are programs out there that do develop kids. There are programs out there that do have the kids' best interest in. Okay. It's not that many.
Okay.
It's not that many. But there are some programs out there. I guess because it's a general consensus, the goal for AAU is to get these kids to go to college for free. So if we're looking at that, yes, that is achieved by some programs. I think there are some programs that have genuine people that care, but it's not that many, because I feel like what we talked about earlier, those genuine people that care ended up bumping heads with people that are in those AU programs that are just there just to get some free gear and some free flights, as well as to go on those trips and seek out the single mothers.
And take.
I'm just being honest.
Hey, that's a whole nother topic right there, boy.
Am I lying?
No, you're not. Not at all. Not at all. I had to take a picture with the kid and put it on his Instagram for some likes. Yeah. Oh boy, that's a deep topic.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like that's why I don't really rock with it, because it's just like there's a lot of that there. Yeah. So I thought we were working with the kids and trying to get the kids better. This, then the third. I didn't know we was trying to focus on which bar we going to every night with the single parents.
You know what, man? As crazy as that is, it worked both ways. I'm gonna say that on them parents. You know what I mean? Because they definitely can throw signs to throw stuff at you
for
too.
Sure. Yeah, it does. Sure. But that's if this sign's thrown, yes. But that's if that door is open.
Yeah, I agree.
So the way I look at it, if I'm focused on the kids and that door is open from the parents' perspective, I'm not going to pay attention to that door.
Yeah.
But if that door is open, even though I'm showing some interest in the kids, but if that door is open, then yes, I'm going to walk right through that door. Right. That's how I look at it. So that's basically what happens.
Right.
So, like you said, it's just a showcase, really.
Yeah. So tell me this. Tell me what you don't like about it. You kind of told me what you don't like about it, actually. So then tell me what you think should change from it.
I think it needs to be a little bit more organized. I think it needs to be shortened as well also too, because realistically, you're going straight from the high school season right to that. You may get a 2-week break, I'm assuming. 2-week break, and then you go straight into tryouts and all this other stuff. And then tournaments, scrimmages, tournaments and everything, and start traveling. I think it needs to be shortened because you're not really giving the kids a break. I'm not saying kids need a break to go travel or have fun. I mean, that's still important for them because they're kids. But you're playing and playing and playing and playing and playing. Like realistically, like it's some people playing 5-6 games in 2 days.
So are you saying more on the lower level, meaning like the younger kids or the older kids, or both?
Shoot, both.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think there's another a person in there that don't get criticized a lot, and these event planners. Right, exactly. And so, because in AAU,
the more games, the more money, and then the more games I can charge more.
Right.
Yeah. So everything is driven by money. So that's why I said that's all that stuff is taken away from the actual point of this, which is for the kids. Yeah. So it's not about the kids anymore.
It ain't a point, because AAU youth basketball is a $70 billion business.
It is money. Like I said, it's a lot of money involved in it. But again, I thought we were trying to help the kids get better. Like they say, it's for development, even though we disagree. Right. You know what I'm saying? To a certain extent, it's really not, because what was the number you just said?
70 billion.
What are you developing? Right. Your pockets or the kids?
You developing pockets.
Exactly.
And developing businesses.
Exactly.
The crazy thing with that is, I feel like the parents have more control than they think they do, but they just don't say no. Like you don't have to go to every event or highlight? You know, the AAU, you got what, 4 live events, right? You got 4. And they may throw a couple tournaments
and I'm assuming we're talking about like the EYBL and then the Under Armour, the big showcase. Okay.
You know what I mean?
So to your point, the parents have more say-so, but we live in a society now where parents aren't being parents anymore.
Nah, they're being friends.
The kids run the household.
Yeah.
So if the kids say, I want to go to this, they go. But then now it makes the parents now either pay for it or open that door so it could be free.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I when you come back, we gonna touch more on that. That might be a game related after dark convo. I've been getting a lot of talks. Everybody been want to talk about that piece, so we might have to make a little segment about it.
That's fine with me.
All right, man. So, man, I've definitely been enjoying this convo, man.
Yes.
The last question I'm going to ask you is about handling success, right? You deal with kids who are 11, 12, all the way up to pros, right? There's a certain time where that kid isn't good and he's chasing success, chasing, rankings or whatever it is, right? But once they get there, handling success, and now you're taking everybody's best shot, is a different animal. What advice would you give to parents and players on handling success?
Remember where you came from and stay humble. A lot of my kids, there are certain kids I'm a little harder on just because that's just the way it works. But a lot of my kids, I tell them they're sorry. Do I actually think you're sorry? No, I don't. Do I think you're trash? No, I don't. But I keep repeating it to you to make you stay humble. If you ever talk to Turk, ask Turk how many times I call him trash. I can text it to him. I can tell him to his face. I tell him all the time because I want to keep him humble. I want to keep him hungry as well also too. Yes, you just signed to go to college. Very happy for him. Extremely happy for him. I'm just using him as an example. But I don't want that to get to his head and him take his foot off the gas because there's still a lot more work to be done.
Yeah, I'm excited for him. I think he's gonna have a big
you're undersized, and I use him as an example because you're an undersized guard. Undersized guards are kind of being phased out.
Right.
So you're an anomaly, kind of, sort of. Very talented, have a lot to offer. I want you to stay humble. I want you to stay hungry and continue to get better. So kids like that, or just any other kid that, to your point, that may have not gotten success right away and then finally gets it, remember where you came from. Remember those hard times where everybody was doubting you, this, that, and the third. Now you're here. Don't take your foot off the gas. Don't think, okay, I made it because I achieved something by getting an offer and now I'm going to this college, so now I could kind of relax. No, turn it up even more.
Yeah, man.
Be smart. Still be a kid. Still have fun. But your priorities should get shaped a little bit more. What's more important, her or the gym?
Whole nother topic.
Yeah.
Whole nother topic. Well, man, I definitely enjoyed this convo,
sure.
man. I definitely appreciate you. Wishing you much success. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And I'm sure we'll run into each other in the gym, man.
Definitely.
For sure, man.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right, y'all, man. That's it for this episode, man. Make sure you guys subscribe, like, and share. And always stay game related.